Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video of Just Another Guy on the Internet. And welcome to this new series that I'm starting for this channel. In this series, I'm going to be reviewing various Minecraft maps. I hope that you guys will enjoy this series. And yeah, the first video is we're going to be reviewing the RMS Oceanic by CreeperCraftCity. And yeah, so basically I'm just going to be kind of showcasing the map and giving my thoughts on it. And if it's a kind of a historical map, which there's going to be a bunch, mostly with these ocean liners, going to be telling you how accurate they are based off of the information that I have. And yeah, so here we go. We're going to start with the exterior, of course, which is very accurate. There are many photos taken of this ship, actually, of the exterior and the interior. It was a very well-documented ship from what it looks like, which is good for us, so we have many references to go off of. So yeah, I like this angle right here in particular. And I also do have Kronosdarf's resource pack turned on as well, since I think some of these maps do actually look really good with it. So yeah, Oceanic, 2 funnels and 3 masts. This ship was, looks like the original from 1899, because I know the Oceanic did go through a refit in 1913. I already looked at the interior, and it looks like the original, so. And yeah, so here you go. I mean, there's really not much to go over with the exterior. Everything looks pretty good. So let's start looking at the interior. Up here on the boat deck, you have the captain. I don't have any photos of this room, so I'm not sure how accurate it is, but it does look nice, nevertheless. So yeah, you have the captain's bathroom and locker, and his bedroom. Now, we're not going to be going through every single room because of time. This would easily be like over an hour-long video. But I will make sure to go through some of the main areas, make sure to go visit to every place that I want to. So yeah, here you have the wheelhouse with the chart room and the navigation room. And just forward of it, of course, you have the bridge. There's a photo actually taken right about here, overlooking the front of the ship. And I really like the all the rigging details. I really like that he does all the rigging, because it's definitely not easy making sure to do all of the rigging, and I know some people don't always like to do the rigging because it's a pain, but he makes sure to do it. So yeah, these areas right here actually lead to the boiler rooms, which we'll go to later, probably near the end of the video. So yeah, you have a lot of skylights. This looks over the main staircase, this one's over the lounge, and the compass platform is actually right above the lounge skylight. Alright, so over here is the officer's quarters, which is midships on the boat deck, which is a very interesting place. Because on the Teutonic and Majestic, this was actually near the forecastle, so that's interesting. Steinway piano. Yeah, not sure why that is labeled. So yeah, that was the officer's mess, and you got the officers. Just go through a few of the rooms, yeah. Nothing too interesting. VC, yeah. And you got a pantry. Steward. yeah, I already, yeah, like I said, I looked through this, so I'm pretty familiar with it now, because I don't really have any deck plans of the ship. There's not a whole lot that you can find. They're pretty rare. So you got lifeboats, a lot of deck details, so vents, fans, all that good stuff. More skylights. This one is over the smoke room. And here's the engine casing. We'll get to that later. So yeah, I apologize if there's any lag. I do have my render distance turned up a little bit, so you can make sure to see everything. Alright, now we can go down to the promenade deck. And it's named because, well, there's the promenade. There's also one down on the deck below. Let's see if there's anything else we should look at before going inside. Not too interesting. There's the second class deck house. Alright, yeah. Let's head inside, actually. Okay, first class entrance. So this is the main staircase pretty much for first class. So it looks very accurate. There are many photos taken of this area actually, all from different angles. Like there's one from like here, there's one taken about here. So definitely a well-documented room. So there's the skylight. So just aft is the first class lounge. And this, what's very interesting about this lounge is it's basically just a scaled down version of the lounge that you see on the Olympic class, pretty much. But what the Olympic class doesn't have is this, this little dome that looks down to the dining saloon. Now I do know that the Olympic class was actually planned to have something like this, but it never did come to fruition. So, and it also did not have a dome as well. No domes, so yeah. Lounge looks good. The lounge also has a bunch of photos taken of it as well. Just forward of the staircase are the a bunch of staterooms. So yeah, there's a handful of them here. Most of them being pretty basic. And they also have these stained glass windows as well. Currently, yeah, that actually leads back up to the captain's room. So these 4 staterooms right here at the very front are actually some of the nicest and probably most expensive rooms you can find. I do like these rooms, yeah. I think there was no, there wasn't any photos taken of these ones. The ones on the deck below, there were some photos taken. VCs and baths, yeah. Not really much to say for these staterooms other than that. So to get to the midship section, we actually have to go out on the promenade deck. These areas are not connected. Now I know later in Oceanic's career, I talked about the 1913 refit. Actually there were doors here added. And there was a wall added right about here that divided the lounge into 2. So the forward section remained the lounge, but then this area was actually a reading and writing room, which is interesting. And I have a deck plan from 1913, so I know about this, which is pretty cool. So yeah, cloakroom and pantry, a deck. And there was a photo taken of the skylight right above the aft staircase. So yeah. And over here is a hallway that leads to more staterooms. And the Teutonic and Majestic were laid out pretty much very similar. It's very interesting to see how similar Teutonic and Majestic were to Oceanic. The Oceanic was pretty much a scaled up version of the of those ships. Pretty much with like all White Star Line ships, it's pretty much just each class is just an improved and scaled up version of the last. So yeah, you have more staterooms. For some reason, the staterooms on this deck are lettered. They're not numbered. So, and it's conveniently from A to Z. So there's 26 cabins on this deck. And yeah, you got more baths as well, BCs, and then you have the engine casing at the far back. So let's go to second class now, since I kind of want to tour. I'll go by deck. So yeah, here's the second class entrance. It's very small, and very similar to Teutonic and Majestic. So yeah, here's the library. So the library is pretty much like the lounge. It's pretty much doubled as the lounge. So, yeah. And there was a photo taken of this corner right here. So, there are no photos that exist of this area. I think there's one that exists down there, but it was during construction. So, and here's the smoke room. There is a photo of this room as well. So, looks accurate. The colors, I'm also not sure because, of course, all these photos were taken black and white. So, no idea how accurate some of the colors are, but it does look nice. So, and that's it for the second class deck house. Other than that, it's just the promenade. So, at the far back, you have the poop deck, and not much going on here. You do have the docking bridge and the flag, and there are some stairs leading down to third class, which we'll get to later. Alright, next deck. It takes a while. Alright. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tour the forecastle as well. There's not much going on there. There's an anchor, cargo hatch, chains, yeah. Alright, so this is the shelter deck, I believe. At the very front, you have the crew areas and a little bit of third class. So I'm not going to spend too much time here. I got the lamp room. I'm choosing to tour the most boring spots. Alright, leading seamen, yeah. This is pretty much how they all look like, the crew areas, just white wood. Yeah, storekeeper, you got stores. Stores as in storage rooms, not store as in like shop. Yeah. Leading deckman. Yeah, you pretty much get it. You got the cargo hatch. Yeah, so you got some third class lavatories. Stairs lead back up. Third class entrance. So let's take a look at third class. I don't have a deck plan of third class, so I'm not sure again how accurate this is. I only have one of first class and second class. So yeah, up here it's standard third class rooms holding up to 2 or 4 people. On the deck below, it's dormitories. So, you got the hospital as well. Back here. And that door leads to first class. Alright, so here's just another entrance. Here's the third class smoke room, which is forwards, which is interesting because on Teutonic and Majestic, this was actually adjacent to the general room underneath the poop deck. So, another hospital. Maybe a crew hospital, I'm not sure. And you have a first class entrance here, which is a very interesting spot for it. So now let's check out the superstructure, which is pretty much first class. So yeah, first class entrance, so we're just underneath where we were. There's a few photos of this area. It's got these little statues. It's cabins. Yeah, these ones are numbered. So these are a little bit nicer than the ones that we saw forwards. And these actually have like private baths, although I kind of use that term loosely because these are actually shared. You know, so yeah, these are pretty much the highest standard of luxury you can find on this ship. So yeah, here are some of the very nicest staterooms aboard this ship. There were some photos taken of these staterooms, I think, down on this deck. And you actually have another staircase here. You got more skylights. AC and bath. So yeah, pretty much just, you get the idea. Midships, you have even more cabins. These are a little less nicer, but still pretty nice, you know. I wouldn't complain. So you got more lavatories, you got stewardesses. Alright. Here we are at the aft staircase. With the skylight, very nice. And here's the purser. This was here in 1899. I do know that an enquiry office was actually added here in 1913, so that's another addition I can remember off the top of my head. And more lavatories, more cabins. And these stairs lead down to the galleys, so we'll get to that later. Here's the barber shop. Bar, yeah. And here's the first class smoke room, which also has a few photos of it. With a few taken of the skylights. There's one taken here. You got these little kind of statues. Yeah, the Oceanic was definitely a very finely detailed ship. It's definitely, the Oceanic, I would say, is probably my favorite White Star Line ship, if I had to pick something other than Titanic. So, and I really like the flooring here. So yeah. So yeah, pantry. And there you got a little bit of the glimpse of the engine casing. Don't worry, we'll get to that later. And these stairs lead down to cabins, but we'll get to that later. So right behind all of that is the engineer's quarters. Not going to spend too much time here. So yeah, this was where the engineers were housed. Engineer mess. Flooring looks similar to what you see on the Olympic class. So yeah, the Harlan and Wolff, the construction, the company that constructed all of these ships, they like to reuse a lot of materials. So it's definitely not uncommon to see stuff from the Oceanic being used on later ships. So yeah, back to second class. Alright, yeah, so here's where you'll find actual cabins. So there was a photo taken here during the construction phase, which is very interesting. So yeah, it's similar to third class where you have 2 to 4 people being housed in a single room. And that's pretty much it for this deck house. I mean, it's just cabins. So now let's get into third class. Now, this is very interesting. There's actually a third class entrance here, which is interesting because the deck plans that I had, this area was blank, so I had no idea what it was. And it's actually a third class entrance, which actually makes a lot of sense, since there's a lot of third class areas down here. So there's a general room, which is interesting. So that means there's 2 general rooms because there's also one underneath the poop deck. So yeah, this area looks a little funky. You got staircases going down, and Here are the dormitories. And there's also these galley areas as well. So they ate in the same place that they slept. So yeah, definitely the cheapest way to cross the Atlantic. Yeah, more dormitories with these you got these like iron, like almost kind of cage looking areas. Very interesting. And here's more third class. There's these dining rooms, which I think are for third class, I would assume. And here's the other general room. So there's two. Galley, of course, for those dining rooms. And here's the steering engine. Alright. Well, I might as well tour it. Get this out of the way. So yeah, you got cabins. And then once you get down here, more dormitories. And of course, you got some lavatories. Alright. So, I guess we can go down to the saloon deck now. And you also have these little skylight areas too, light and air units that they're officially called. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna go down here since we kind of checked out those crew spaces in the forward section. So once you get down to the saloon deck, it's named that because you have the first class dining saloon and also the second class dining saloon towards the back. And I really like this dome. Yeah, there are a bunch of photos taken of this space and the actual dome. So you have, it's written in Latin. I forgot what it says, but it does say something. New York, America, Liverpool, and I think that's supposed to say Great Britain. So yeah, it is an actual saloon because it does have the long tables, you know, it's laid out like an actual saloon. But it's pretty fancy because it's, you know, it's got a piano and an organ. So, actually, let's go forwards. So here you have cabins, of course. Just cabins, cabins, cabins. And, you know, standard first class cabins. More staircases. Yeah. Going all the way forward. Got lavatories. More staircases, skylights. And this is actually the area that leads back to third class. Alright, good. So let's keep going aft. Wait, what'd that say? Passenger staircase. So yeah, here's the aft staircase where it comes down. You see that it goes down one more deck. Cabins, yeah. I mean, just gonna fly through them because, I mean, it's pretty much just the same thing. Yeah, here's where that staircase comes down. And even though there aren't any photos taken, like, of these areas, we can pretty much assume that they'll be the same as the areas that are photographed. So they have this type of, you know, style to them, you know, and these windows, so. You know, you kind of do have to do some guesswork, because, you know, not every single corner and inch of the ship is going to be documented and photographed. So you do have to, you know, guess from time to time. Alright, so let's go into more crew areas. This is the pantry for first class. And there's actually a photo taken of here, right about here. There's also a photo taken of the galley, which it looks like it was taken right about here, and it looks like this was a watertight door, so maybe I think they raised the bulkheads later in her career. Staircase, yeah, this is, goes back to first class. And also goes down. Down here are crew areas. So yeah, greasers. Some of these are leading. I don't know if that's leading. I was some trimmers maybe. So yeah, this is pretty much Oceanic's version of Scotland Road of the Olympic class. I mean, it's not, as long, and it's kind of laid out differently, but this is what I always like to assume is the Scotland Road, because this is kind of the main crew area. Over here is more crew areas. They're boring, just wood and white. Stewards, yeah, so these are a little bit more of the passenger related crew, I would say, like cooks and stewards, they kind of tend to passengers, and like the greasers and trimmers are, responsible for the actual ship itself. So yeah, you have kind of some food areas, just where you prepare, some actual food, like the bakehouse and butcher. Service. There were some stairs here somewhere, right? Yeah. And these stairs lead down to the food storage areas. Milk and butter, I'm assuming. Eggs. I don't know why signs are doing that. So yeah, this is where the actual food is kept. If they need, something, like some fish, they'll, come down here. Pretty much groceries. Oh, that looks interesting. So yeah, ice cream. Ooh. And so yeah, these stairs lead back up to the engineers' crew area, and that leads back to first class. So here's the second class dining saloon, which spans the full width of the ship, which Majestic did. But then on the Big Four, they for some reason didn't do this, where it ran the full length of the ship, the second class dining saloon. It just had like span like half of it, and this wouldn't be brought back until Adriatic. So very interesting. And here's the last of the second class accommodation. So the staircase is, very simple. You just can keep going down it, and you reach the full height of the second class accommodation. So yeah, this is where most of second class was accommodated. Got only cargo hatch, stewardesses, lavatories. Yeah, you get the picture. So yeah, very nice ship. And then we already checked out third class. So, and we still got a lot to check out. This is going to be kind of long video. I wasn't expecting it to be this long, but there's just so much to check out. And of course, if you want to experience this for yourself, I'll definitely have the download link, because it's very well made map. So yeah, here is the lowest deck for first class. This is the main deck, or D deck. So yeah, that's where the other staircase comes down. You got more cabins. So yeah, just give me an idea of what some of these rooms look like. Store, drying room. Yeah, there is no swimming bath on this ship. Slops. Alright, and here's actually the mailroom. With the, it's actually 2 decks. So. And yeah, so I'm guessing we can actually go check out some of the lower areas of the ship. Oh yeah, this is third class, right? Or crew. Yeah, this is an interesting area. And so yeah, the very low parts of the ship, cargo holds, boiler rooms, engine rooms. So yeah, there were 4 boiler rooms, this is what they pretty much looked like. Similar to the Olympic class, you know, just scaled down. And yeah, so you got the uptakes with emergency ladders, escape. You got watertight doors, of course. So yeah, they're pretty much, you know, the same. It's not much to talk about, you know. But I'm gonna hold him to his word that these boilers are correct. Since, you know, Harlan and Wolf did, like I said, usually keep some designs the same if they liked it. And here's the main engine room, which was divided into two. So there's this bulkhead here. And there actually are photos of the engine room. So this is definitely accurate and a lot of detail. A lot of detail. Here is the generator dynamos, I believe. And yeah, this is the propeller shaft. So there's two propellers. Alright, so this is actually the generators, I believe. I'm not sure. You'll have to ask CreeperCraft. Oh yeah, and we're back here in the... Oh wait, we haven't been down here, because it's actually two decks. Here's the empties. Alright, so, and you have cargo holds at the back, the aft section of the ship. Cargo hatches, of course, and very back of the ship, and we're actually beneath the waterline. So yeah, guys, that was the RMS Oceanic by CreeperCraftCity. So my thoughts on this is it's a very well-made ship. This was his first attempt, I believe, and it turned out very nice. So you know, from a historical standpoint, it's a good map. From a just a standard Minecraft map, it's also very good. I would definitely recommend it, you know, if you're a fan of White Star Line or the Oceanic itself. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope you guys will enjoy the series. Let's see how this first video does. I'll definitely keep making more. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So, bye for now.